Wowzers. What's going on, everybody? Broken Games HDR back at it again with another video. So, we've got some news regarding Jim Ryan and Shuhei Yoshida. Now, as if the legacy of Jim Ryan wasn't already hated and tarnished, this is going to be the nail in the coffin. I mean, people already thought that Jim Ryan was like a sleeper cell sent from the competition to infiltrate PlayStation and sabotage it and destroy it from the inside out. People already had those, those thoughts and that speculation. Now this is just confirming it that he is going to go down as one of the most hated figureheads to ever lead PlayStation. I don't think there's like actually a lot of executives that have been at the head of PlayStation that are actually hated. I mean, there are some people that people look at it like they made some questionable decisions, but they aren't hated, like unanimously hated by the all the fans. I don't think there's somebody else like that. I mean, PlayStation made some very strange decisions that shot them in the foot during the PS3 era, but people at least felt like, oh, they're still trying to make games and they're still releasing games. They're just kind of they got a little bit too cocky and made some stupid decisions, but nobody felt like, oh, this person is just fucking us. Um, so Shuhei Yoshida, and everybody knows he's beloved at PlayStation. He's a PlayStation legend. He was the former. He's been at PlayStation like 31 years. Former head of first party studios. Um, People contribute a lot of the beloved PlayStation 4 era games to him. So he's a beloved guy. Everybody loves him, right? Can't find fan industry member to say a bad thing about him. So around 2019, he stepped down from head of first party to head of indies. Most of us found that a little bit weird. We didn't have any confirmation of anything, but we knew it was a little bit sketchy, a little bit weird. Now we found out that he was forced and strong armed into that position. So Shuhei did a interview with VentureBeat, and he said this in a new and this is what the article says. In a new interview, Yoshida says he essentially had no choice but to take the new indies role because the alternative would have been leaving PlayStation altogether. So Jim Ryan gave him an ultimatum: leave PlayStation or take this head of indies role, which I can't remember if that head of indies role even existed before. So, sometimes when they trying to get motherfuckers out of the company, they create imaginary roles that didn't exist before. I can't remember if that role existed. Maybe it didn't, maybe it did. Yoshida explained that while he enjoyed his time working with indie developers and will continue to do so now that he's actually left PlayStation, it was a role that he was essentially forced on him, but one he took regardless because of his love for indie games. And this is a quote. He said, moving from first party to indies, well, I had no choice. Yoshida explained to VentureBeat, when Jim Ryan asked me to do the indie job, the choice was to do that or leave PlayStation, but I felt very strongly about the state of PlayStation and indies. I really wanted to do this. I believed I could do something unique for that purpose. The bigger that was the bigger change for me personally, moving from first party to indies, than leaving the company this year. I'm very lucky that the indie community, the publishers and developers I work with closely, they believed that they could use my help. And he went on to talk yada yada about working with indies, and he's still apparently he's not in full retirement. Like he's left PlayStation, but he still wants to work as like a consultant or as an advisor with some indie studios and companies. So he's not going into full retirement, it seems yet. So look, Jim Ryan, like this guy has this is like going to be the nail in the coffin for some people. Some people were already standing on that, like, yo, they think he's the worst thing that's ever happened to PlayStation. But you know, there was always like speculation and conjecture about what decisions were his and what exactly did he do. But now that this is something that you gave an ultimatum to a beloved person that people think have done great work at PlayStation, it's the nail in the coffin. You're done. You're fried. I mean, he's gone already, but his legacy is going to be cemented as somebody who's done terrible things at PlayStation. And I'm gonna tell y'all what the real issue is, and what we need to learn from this. We can't put none of these Europeans in charge. That's what it is. I'm sorry. You listen. Shout out to all my people who live in the UK or any part of Europe, but we can't have a European in charge of PlayStation. I'm sorry. It got to be an American or somebody Japanese. Japanese or American. That's what we need at top leadership. It can't be none of these European motherfuckers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That seems to be the issue in my in my opinion. I'm serious, but I'm not serious. I'm joking, but I'm dead ass. I'm just saying, didn't seem to be an issue when we had Americans or somebody from Japan in charge. Listen, Europeans were still worship a fucking queen. All right, they still have that political and government organization shit still going on. They worship a fucking queen who's a colonizer and be stealing artifacts from continents all over the world and claiming it is theirs in her fucking bedroom or wherever the fuck they keep it. It's them goddamn Europeans. I'm telling you, they're the issue. Stop putting these Europeans in charge. American, Japanese, either one. And listen, shout out to Herman Hulst. I don't think he's a bad individual. I think he could be a good shepherd for first party studios. I just don't think you could have somebody at the top that's from Europe. So listen, anybody who's watching from Europe, salute. I appreciate y'all. Y'all fire. I'm cool with y'all, but y'all just can't be in charge. Like I said, joking, but I'm dead ass. Don't put none of these European motherfuckers in charge no more. It's over for that. It's over for that. We can't trust them. Can't trust them. And yeah, man, it's over. It's over. It's in the face of evidence and proof of something. All you can do is say, yeah, he was a piece of shit. He was the problem. It was his fault. So it is what it is. I think, and like I said, I think PlayStation can recover from what the position they've recently been in. I think they've been in a worse situation. In my opinion, like during the PS3 era, this is something that they can climb out of. And because the problem is just the cadence of games. It's not like aside from like Concord being dog shit, the quality and the cancellations, they can still get back on schedule, get back on a cadence. It'll take some time because video game development is years, so you wasted time you can't recover from. Um, but they can get back on a schedule and a cadence, and that's what they're trying to do right now. And I think we won't feel it immediately. There will still be like these gaps, especially from first party studio for at least at least 2, 3 more years. And I think like essentially going into like next gen is when okay, they're gonna be functioning like a well-oiled machine again, and they're gonna the schedule and the cadence and I still think we may not even know a roadmap, but we will see games being released on a proper schedule again. So that's what they gotta focus on, man. And like I said, I'm still happy for the push for live service games and multiplayer games. That doesn't change for me. I've made that very clear because I love multiplayer games. The choice of multiplayer games that they decided to double down on is what I'm against, and their strategy is what I'm against. The multiplayer live service games, people act like, it's evil and it's the Eye of Sauron and all that shit. I don't side with that. I'm glad the multiplayer push happened. Um, I just disagree with how Jim Ryan went about it. We didn't need to do a shotgun blast of 12 live service games in development. 3 would have been fine. 3 would have sufficed. Start out with 3, see how those goes. I mean, we got one successful one, which is Helldivers, and we got like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 games that have been canceled, whether from third party or first party. So yeah, that it was the wrong strategy. The goal and the mission wasn't wrong. The strategy was wrong. So I'm glad we're I still want to see some of the multiplayer games that are still in development. Honestly, one of them. Not even gonna say some. Fair Games, I don't give a fuck. Marathon, I don't give a fuck. It's really um, that Horizon game that I want to see how that turns out. So I hope that doesn't get canceled. I hope that comes out because I do think that has a high chance of success. I really believe that. But we'll see. May not even come out. Who the fuck knows? So let me know what y'all think about this. How do you feel about Jim Ryan? Release all of your hate and vitriol for Jim Ryan in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. I'll catch y'all on the next video. Follow me on Twitter. Hit the like button. All that good shit. I'm out. Peace.